Hello everyone, I'm making this video to show you all the choices and their consequences in the quest where you spy on Hekate right before the ending of episode 1. First, let's see what happens if you stay and hear the entire conversation, and then we'll talk about your options to interrupt them or leave prematurely and how they affect the ending.
I was wondering when you would arrive, locksmith.
You know I prefer keymaker.
Your mastery of language is overwhelming as always. How you stay so humble is beyond me.
You know why I'm here, Hekate. We need to talk about your newfound friend, the Keeper.
Don't worry. I didn't tell Alexios about the key to the underworld you cleverly disguised as Ross's collar. Why would I want him running straight to Persephone's palace?
It's not about that. I know you've been spending a lot of time together, and undermining Persephone in the process.
Alexios has been undermining Persephone, not me. At least, that's what Persephone will see when I'm through.
I'm all too familiar with your ability to whisper in Persephone's ear, but whatever tale you spin for her isn't the truth, is it? You've been trying to push Persephone out of power!
Hermes, you know her quest for control is corrupting her. You must see that Persephone has changed.
The only one who wants control is you. Why can't you support her? It's true. You are jealous of her.
Doing everything Persephone tells you isn't helping her, Hermes. Let alone getting you what you so desperately desire.
Could either of us really help her after what she's gone through? But I am no traitor.
You know I love Persephone like a sister, Hermes. If I could free her from Elysium, I would. But freeing her from corruption is the best I can do.
Hey! You're not supposed to be here!
Keeper!
Hermes, we have to go.
So if you hear the whole thing, you get caught and you miss your chance to reach Persephone first. The same thing happens if at any point you choose to interrupt them.
Enough! I want answers!
Keeper!
Not many humans could catch me off guard. But still doesn't matter now. Only speed.
Malaka! If she gets to Persephone first, who knows what she'll tell her?
The actual interrupt line is always the same regardless of when you do it. However, if you decide to leave unnoticed, things go a little differently.
I need to get to Persephone first, no matter what.
Once again, the leaving scene after the first and the second part of their conversation is exactly the same. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't really matter when you leave. What matters though is that in that case, you do in fact get to Persephone before Hekate, and here's how the next scene begins.
So? What did you find out?
Hekate's been working behind your back.
What folly is this? An outsider accusing me of treason after breaking into your sanctuary.
From this point on, the following conversation between the three of you is the same until the very end, where if you heard the full conversation and got caught, a unique dialogue option appears. One that's a little confusing, I might add. Initially, I thought I would suddenly decide to take Hekate's side, by trying to persuade Persephone that she's actually trying to help her or something.
Your quest for control is corrupting you. I heard her say that when you sent me to spy. That's why she's trying to undermine your reign.
You can't possibly take the words of an outsider over mine. Persephone.
Hekate's right. I'd have to be out of my mind to take your word over hers.
Perhaps help should have been in quotes here. And speaking of quotes, Cassandra or Alexios will actually misquote Hekate to further add to the confusion.
You know her quest for control is corrupting her.
Your quest for control is corrupting you. I heard her say that when you sent me to spy.
Anyway, how do these differences affect your likelihood of turning Persephone against Hekate? Well, sadly, I'm not entirely sure because that depends on several other choices throughout the DLC as well, but from all of my playthroughs and the tests I was able to conduct, and comparing them to how I was able to expose Hekate without leaving early and without hearing the whole dialogue here, My best conclusion is this. It seems that arriving earlier, which happens if you leave the spying scene without being noticed, that either changes nothing or it does help you a little to expose Hekate. And staying until the end, getting caught, and getting that extra dialogue here either changes nothing or it may in fact be worse than going for the Hekate wants your throne choice, which is actually the better one if you want Hekate exposed, though the she wants to turn you against me choice can also work depending on how many things you did right previously. Sometimes you might get in a situation where the only choice that works is Hekate wants your throne. Okay, a little confusing I suppose, but I hope I made some sense. Basically, if you're not sure what to do and you want Hekate exposed, just to be on the safe side, leave early, then lie to Persephone, and finally say Hekate wants your throne. Provided that you didn't mess up badly earlier in the story, you should be successful in exposing her. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned and be good.